Hi, and welcome back to Jen and Dan's Natural Healing with Plants, the go to podcast for holistic health seekers looking to harness the power of nature for health and healing. I'm Jen, a passionate health educator, whole food plant based culinary coach, and master herbalist. And I'm here with Dan, an exercise specialist and wonderful master herbalist. Together, we dive into the world of natural healing, bringing you a wealth of knowledge and practical advice. We draw from both traditional wisdom and modern science with herbs and foods to help you achieve optimal health. So, have you ever wondered if the body really has the ability to heal itself? We hear so many times, especially I know for me, my own experience, that certain diseases are incurable. I know for me, I received a diagnosis of autoimmune disease and was told no one knows what causes it. You just have to take this medicine for the rest of your life or have surgery or radiation, and you'll just get worse and worse. We'll just up your meds when you need it. So today we want to talk about, is this true? And we want to explore more about this ability to repair and regenerate. So, Dan, what's the first thing that comes to mind when you think about self healing?
Well, if you break your arm, a bone it will always heal, and so a bone will heal. You cut yourself, that'll heal. But for some reason, people think that, well, if I have heart disease or arthritis or cancer, well, that my body can't heal that, but it can heal my bones and cuts and bruises. But there's certain things that can't heal. See, we've been conditioned to believe that.
Right, right. Well, and we know certain things can regrow. Like you've heard that you can donate part of your liver and your liver will grow back. And so why would the liver grow back? Or, you cut your hand or you break your leg and they heal. So why would those parts heal but not the rest of your body?
To me, it's conditioning by certain systems that we have to abide, or that people buy into.
Right. 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 And so we do these things to our bodies, we in general. Um, we eat foods that we shouldn't be eating. We're exposed to radiation. We, these days, are closed up in climate controlled homes, breathing recirculated air, exposed to all these toxins and things. And so we're doing this damage to ourselves. And I don't mean this to be in a blaming, but we don't even know what we're doing to ourselves. I know for me, I had no idea until I started, once I got a diagnosis, I started exploring, you know, when the doctor said no one knows, well, maybe you don't know what caused it, but I'm going to find out what causes it, right? And so I started digging in deeper to find out, what can lead to autoimmune conditions. And there's so many different things, and it's going to be unique to each person, but there's all these things that do it. And once you find out, this is what I've been doing wrong, and you reverse it, just like the liver regenerates itself, your body can too. Your body starts to make all those little repairs as you go along.
I'm glad you brought it up how modern living is not natural. So a
Right.
lot of things we're doing is blocking our body's ability to heal itself. You're saying we eat junk
Yeah.
food, we don't exercise enough, we don't get enough sunshine, we're stressed out all the time. Of course, your body can't heal properly when all this is going against it.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
Right. Yeah. We have to let the body do what it's supposed to do in the natural way. We're talking about natural healing, but we're not living in a natural manner.
exactly.
Yeah. 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 I didn't even think about that. Yeah. And so, all right. So let's go to one of my favorites is gluten. So many people are like, bread is the staff of life. But I guarantee you the bread that man first ate was nothing like the bread that we're eating today, right? And so,
Oh,
yeah,
it's been hybridized so many times, and it's sprayed with glycophosphate. you know?
and refined. I mean, it's refined so much that they put vitamins back into it.
Yeah,
Right? And they put
yeah.
man-made vitamins back into it. And so
Uh-huh.
people think, well, okay, here's an example. So these man-made vitamins are added to our cereals, to our flours, to all of these different things. Not the flowers out in the yard, the flowers in your pastries and bread products and cereals. Those are all man-made. And who's to say that those are what the body needs. The body needs the vitamins that are found in nature, natural vitamins, not these man-made vitamins. And so people think I need vitamins, I need vitamins. Some vitamins are good, I need more vitamins. And so I know, like the high school where I used to teach, they had vitamin water in the machines there. And so everybody'd go and get vitamin water because it's good for me. And of course, it had coloring in there, sweeteners in there, artificial sweeteners in there, and man-made vitamins, which we've all been told we need more vitamins, but we don't need them in that form. That form can actually be harmful.
Yeah, the synthetic, the body can't really recognize it. It's not, well, it's man-made. You
It's
remember
not
Dr.
natural.
Christopher? Dr. Christopher, he was at a conference years ago, and they were advertising all these synthetic vitamins. And when Christopher gets up there, they go, "So what do you think so far?" He goes, "Well, a lot of those vitamins you're advertising, they're dead. They're
Yes.
not going to help anybody." And that's
I
everybody
love
got really
that.
quiet. He's like, "Oh boy."
Right. Right. There's no enzymes in there. Right. How hard does your body have to work to break down these synthetic vitamins to get the vitamins that are supposed to be helping you, right? And so you're
Yeah.
creating damage. Your body creates damage breaking it down. And so is it worth creating the damage to get what you're looking for when you could be using green juices and,
Uh-uh.
eating fresh fruits to get the same vitamins and minerals?
So I'm glad you brought that up because this is another thing that's going against our body's ability to heal itself. When you eat anything that's really hard to break down, something that's synthetic, that's just more stress on the body. And when the body's still stressed out, it's wasting its energy on trying to repair what you're doing instead of healing. You have to start doing things that are easy for the body. This easily assembly, well, not assembly, but assimilating nutrition like green juices,
Hmm.
raw fruits and vegetables, things that are easy for the body to break down because they're natural. That's what the body needs. Anything in nature like this, nature foods, we can go back
Hmm.
to those. So,
Right. Right. Yeah, we need all these natural foods. Yes. And so I know, talking about natural healing, let's share some success stories. I know for me, I've had several, I've had three, maybe four clients who've come to me that have surgeries scheduled for pain, for shoulder pain, knee pain, neck pain, and the surgeries are actually scheduled when they first meet with me. And I tell them what foods to eat. We remove some inflammatory foods and we just start there. And a week later, they're like, I'm feeling really good. I don't even need my pain medicine. 1 week later. And then we keep working and we keep working, and then they cancel their surgeries. So I've had at least three, it might be four, who have canceled surgery just by changing their diet. I didn't give them anything fancy to do or take. I didn't give them a million supplements, right? It was just changing what they were putting into their body.
wow,
Yes. Yes.
that's
It's been
crazy. I
amazing.
mean,
Yes, I had
yeah.
one,
Oh, yeah.
she couldn't even lift her arm out to the side. And after a week, 1 week, she could just lift her arm. It was nothing, right?
It goes to show you how much inflammation these unnatural foods and these processed foods and the fast foods cause. And a lot of
Yes.
people won't believe me. I'll tell them that stuff you're eating is really highly inflammatory. Well, who said that? I'm like, well, I said, go read a book. Okay, I can show
Right.
you studies and
Yeah. If you have surgeries scheduled, wouldn't it be worth it just to try to make this one change
oh
just for a
yeah,
week? Just for a week, maybe 3 weeks. Let's just commit to doing this one thing for 1 week just to see what happens. Right? I'm just going to save you tons of money. It's going to save you pain from the surgery. a whole different kind of pain, recovery, rehab. It's going to change. It can change so many things just by making this one. Let's just give it a chance and just see what happens.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm working with a person right now, like you, Jennifer. She was in horrible pain all over the body. She has some disc degeneration. She has spinal stenosis. Her knees were arthritic, and everybody told her, you're screwed pretty much. We can only like give you pain pills and stuff. She finds out about me, so I put her on some. We go to the gym together. I work her muscles, but also change her diet, and I put her on Dr. Christopher Complete Bone and Tissue Formula and the Joint Formula. A year later, she's 90% pain free. She's 90% better. She has hardly any pain anymore. And before, she could only sleep an hour a night. Now she can sleep through the night again, and everything is back to normal. And this is everybody else is telling her, the medical doctors, the chiropractors, the physical therapists, everybody told her that she would have to live with this pain.
Right.
And I taught her what we learned from Dr. Christopher about how anti-inflammatory diet and herbs that help rebuild the bones, muscles, and tissues. And she's better
Mhm.
now. This
Right.
this is should give people out there a lot of hope. Your body can repair itself. Now we have to start doing natural things like, natural foods, natural herbs, move our
Hmm.
bodies, get enough sleep. But it is possible.
Right. Why is it so hard?
I think it comes first. The first thing is belief. I mean, a lot of people I talk to, they immediately don't believe. They either don't believe what I'm telling them, or they don't believe that they can do what it takes to heal themselves. That's what I think.
Mhm. Right. Right. And we're so tied to our foods. I know me too. It's like it's so hard to give up certain foods and make those dietary changes. I know for me, I'm a chocoholic. I just cannot get enough chocolate. And I know I had given up chocolate, and then my doctor told me that I needed to have a cacao drink every day because I had some inflammatory markers that were a little bit high. And so I started drinking this cacao drink and my inflammatory markers went higher. And I was like, see, I told you I shouldn't be drinking or eating chocolate. And so I took it back out and my inflammation's gone back down. And so I knew you have to listen to your own body. It's something that I love, but it was also very, very difficult to give up. But for me, it's worth it, with a history of autoimmune diseases, it's worth it to give up the cocoa, but it's extremely difficult at the same time. But you have to learn to listen to your body, which is something that I'm not good at all. Like I'm proud of myself that I've been able to recognize that I need to let this cacao and cocoa go and stick to it, because I know how difficult it is.
Yeah, I think that's why I think people had to build a little bit of belief and faith first, because they had to believe even a little bit that they can do this for them to make the decision to give up some of these foods that they enjoy. I
Hmm.
mean, I run a lot of people off that come to me because I think I throw too many things at them at once, and they're like, I
Yeah.
can't. They think I can't do this.
And yeah, I do exactly the same thing. It's so hard not to. It's like,
Hmm.
because we want to help them. We're like,
Yeah.
oh, I can help you. You just need to do this and this and this and this and this and this and this. And then they're like,
Yeah.
ah, then running for the hills. And so it's really hard just to stick to one thing. But like for mine, it was those with the pain. We just changed the diet. Just
Yeah.
change the diet. Yeah.
That's what
Start
you're
there.
seeing.
Yeah.
Hmm. I'm starting to refine my approach because I know I'm making that mistake. And I had another guy come to me. His blood pressure was, it was like, I think it was 160 over 80, typical middle age for like, sedentary. I was like, okay, man, you should eat better and drink more water, but you can take Dr. Christopher stuff and this will help. He didn't change anything. He just started taking the herbs. And within a week or two, his blood pressure fell 30 points.
Wow.
Simple. And I
Right.
saw him 6 months later. He goes, hey, my blood pressure's still down.
Yeah.
and he wasn't even he was on a maintenance dose of the herbs. So if you're thinking to yourself, okay, I got to do all these things, just start small. That's why I'm learning. I'm learning this too. Start small. Let's say you can start with a meatless Monday or something like that.
And that's how I started Meatless
Yeah.
Monday. Hmm.
Do what it takes. Do whatever it takes for you
Hmm.
to make these changes become permanent so you can be healthy.
Hmm.
Instead of being gung ho, because gung ho doesn't work for most people. I've
No,
known some gung ho people in my life where they'll jump into something cold turkey to 100%, and they always fail because eventually the overwhelm
not sustainable.
defeats them,
Right.
you know?
Hmm. Yeah, start small and gradually build up.
Hmm.
Yeah, make it habits. Make this a habit, and then add the
Yes.
next thing and make that a habit, and then add the next thing and make that a habit. Right. And then it's so easy. It's so
Yeah.
easy once if you can just commit to one thing
Hmm.
and then gradually increase. Yes, but it's amazing. I know for me, so I've had multiple autoimmune diseases, and right now I don't have any. And so, I mean, they're still there. I'm still susceptible to them. They don't say they're cured, because if I go back into my stress monkey life, or I eat gluten, or I do something else that I know will activate something, then they can come back. But I had psoriasis where, I mean, I had to cover and hide my arms. My arms, they hurt so bad. The pain and the itching was horrible, and it's gone. I have no rashes. It was on my neck, it was on my arms. It was horrible. I've had what I call heavy legs, where I couldn't walk. I went from running to barely even able to walk. I've had Sjogren's, I've had Raynaud's, all those things, and I'm able to keep them under control by doing the things. And so your body is able to reverse. So if a doctor's ever told you you can't reverse an autoimmune disease, they just don't know. They just don't know, because it is absolutely possible. It's absolutely possible to reverse it. But you do have to do some work, and you do have to make those changes, and that's the hardest thing, is actually doing the work. Now, you had a lot of success with the one person who only did the herbs, which is amazing. And maybe that is helpful for some people, but usually it's more than just adding herbs.
Oh yeah, I agree. It's just I'm up to the point now where I get people to do what they're willing to do,
Yeah.
but I also explain to them you're probably going to need to do more.
Yeah.
But it's also about the mindset. I mean, I believe in the herbs. I told the guy, I said, these herbs will definitely bring your blood pressure down. And I think that it put so much more confidence into him,
Mhm.
that the confidence that I had. And so that's the
Right.
thing too. The things that you believe, you achieve. You've heard that before. It's true.
Yes, yes, we were talking about that before our call
I
here.
know. I know the
Yes.
mind's got a big role to
Mhm.
play in all this.
Yes, which we hear about that, and Dr. Schultz has talked about this several times. So we both love Dr. Schultz. But Dr. Schultz talks about this. We hear about it. So I had my grandfather, I think he was given 6 months to live. He was in the hospital and he was given 6 months to live. And I don't think he lived 6 days. And you hear about things like that, quite often. If a doctor comes in and tells you you have X amount of days left, you have two choices. You can say you're wrong and prove the doctor wrong, or you can say, oh my gosh, I only have this many days to live, and believe that. And guess what? You only have your days are limited. And so Dr. Schultz talks about this, and it is so true. It is so true. And you hear about the cancer patients who have, defeated the odds because they kept a positive mindset, right? And so it's all about our brain. Our brain is so involved in our life. And we don't even know what all the mind can do when it comes to our health and our healing.
Yeah, it makes me think of a guy I saw. I think he was from Italy,
Hmm.
and he moved to the United States, and he was over here for, I don't know, 20 years. And he built a career here and a life. And then I think he's middle aged at the time. He goes to the doctor and he has some type of cancer, advanced cancer. And they told him, you have a few months to live. So what does he do? He moves back to Italy, grows his own garden, puts it out of his mind.
Yeah.
He's still alive. I'm talking
Yeah.
like 30 years later, he's still alive. Okay.
Right. Right.
Because he chose to like, I'm gonna go home and live a natural lifestyle. I'm gonna eat out of my garden. I'm not going to
Mhm.
think about this cancer.
Yes.
And he healed himself that way. So we're going back to
Yes.
the mind again. Of course, the vegetables help. But if you're
Yeah.
sitting there and you dwell on, oh God, I have cancer, well, it's
Mhm.
probably not going to turn out too well.
No. Yeah, I'm healthy, I'm healing.
Hmm.
Right. You have to have that positive mindset and use affirmations and really believe that you're on the right side of it.
Yep.
That was probably a poor choice of words, but Dr. Schultz would say, how dare a doctor, like, what right do they have to tell someone that they have limited days left? Right.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Right.
wrong. I
Who do
mean,
you
that's
think you are? Right. Don't. Well, my doctor told me that I would die if I didn't have the radiation. She said, "You will die." And I believed her. Why did I believe her? I don't know. And I've regretted it every day since then. I don't know why I believed her. Right. And still, one of those things I have to work on, listening to Chris Works. Chris Work talks a lot about mindset and positivity and faith and, forgiveness. And so I have to constantly remind myself, my doctor didn't know, even though in the back of my mind, I think she did because she retired right after I did it. But see, I need to work on that, right?
yeah.
Right, right. And so it's all trust yourself, learning to listen to your body. Like I said earlier, I'm not so great at listening to my body and what my body needs. Um, but I mean, I have a child that completely listens to her body. Yeah, I mean, she goes into the kitchen and knows exactly what food she wants today by listening to her body, and I'm just amazed. I'm like, "What?" Yeah,
It is amazing. I'm
yeah,
glad you brought that up because if you're harboring hate or resentment towards somebody,
yeah,
you're never going to get any better. Okay. Even if you're not,
right,
have a physical ailment that can
right.
affect you in other ways, it may be blocking you from your dream spouse or your dream job or whatever.
Yes, yes, we go back to Chinese medicine, in meridians. Those emotions are stored in our bodies, and you and I, we both have a lot of childhood trauma, and that is also stored in the body. It can block different meridian systems, block healing as well. And so most autoimmune diseases, there's childhood trauma involved as well. And so it's really getting to the root of that and learning that you're safe and feeling like you're safe. I'm safe. And maybe you just have to stop throughout the day and tell yourself, I am safe. And, knowing and loving yourself too. That's something else Dr. Schultz talks about a lot, is loving yourself.
And having gratitude and all these things, these are things that we all have to practice. But if you can teach yourself, or best not teach, retrain your brain. I'm trying to do this. Retrain your brain to
Hmm.
live in abundance and gratitude and love.
Yes.
Things will change for you. Big changes. But
Yes.
most of us, me included, I have negative thoughts throughout the day. Oh, I can't do this and I can't do that.
Hmm.
Negative self-talk is going to keep you stuck when you're trying to heal or trying to accomplish some other goal. So we also
Right.
have to look at that.
Right. Right. Yeah, raising those vibrations. So,
Yes.
yes, so I totally believe and have experienced it, that the body can heal itself. For me personally, for my clients, I've totally seen it. And and I still watch TV shows today. I was watching a TV show, it's maybe 2 years ago, and somebody was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And on the show, they said, but all you have to do is you just take this medicine for the rest of your life. And I was like, I almost fell on the floor. Why? What? People still think if you have type 2 diabetes that you just have to take medicine the rest of your life. Type 2 diabetes is reversible. Now, if you got
Yep.
type 2 diabetes for 60 years, then there may take a lot of work, but it's what you eat. It's how you live. It could be stress, but it could be stress and foods. And I don't have a quick answer for you today, but that you don't need to take just medicine for the rest of your life. You need to make a lifestyle change.
Oh yeah. I mean, even medical, a lot of medical doctors know this now. Well, you can reverse type 2 diabetes.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
say a lot, some.
Yeah,
It
right.
does take work. But,
Right.
I when you at first it's work, but eventually, I mean, you get to the point where me and Jennifer are eating a plant-based diet and exercise. It's just a normal part of my day. It's not work.
Right.
It's just something that I do. And
Mhm.
you'll get there too. I mean, if you're sick now and you want to get better, but you don't believe you can do what it takes, you can. Like we are talking about earlier, just start taking small steps, habit
Mhm.
building, habit stack.
Yes.
Eventually you'll be healthy. You'll be living this healthy lifestyle and it's not even any effort anymore because you've become this new person.
Yes. Yes. I love that. Yes. So I think we can wrap it up for today. I think that was great. So, like Dan just said, choose one small thing that you can do today. Anyway, if you're looking for more guidance on healing your body, be sure to check out our resources to work with me. You can go to holisticgen.com, or you can check out Dan at danthenaturalman.com. I also have a membership group, the Zen and Zest Zone. You can check that out on my website as well. But thank you for joining us today. Remember to subscribe and comment. We love, love, love to hear from you, and would love to hear what else you would like to hear from us. So remember, your body is designed to heal, so support it well, and it will take care of you. We will see you next time.